Stanley Kubrick once said, "I don't make movies for critics, I make them for the audience." So buckle up, folks, because the Bulletin is all about entertainment that's sure to captivate you. And you know me, I'm more about appreciating and less about critiquing. The glass is always half full for you and I. I'm Atika Farooqui and you're watching Now Showing, your favorite film show for the last 20 years. Let's begin with the highlights. Deva a la Ray. Shahid Kapoor in a never-seen-before badass cop avatar. Does Deva deliver on its promise? We'll tell you. In the age of AI, technology has the potential to be a companion. But what if this companion wreaks havoc in your life? We review Warner Brothers' acclaimed horror thriller, Companion. Seasoned actor Boman Irani turns director. We chat with Irani and the cast of the Mehta Boys. It's a simmering father-son relationship exploration and quite intense. And singer Sonu Nigam talks about the influence of Mohd Rafi's songs and setting a record by singing non-stop for 8 hours. And let's begin with this week's release, the Hindi release, Deva. After making his mark in the Malayalam film industry with Udhayananu Tharam, Roshan Andrews makes his Bollywood debut with Deva, an action thriller starring Shahid Kapoor. The story revolves around Dev Ambre, played by Shahid, a fearless yet troubled Mumbai police officer investigating the murder of his colleague and close friend Roshan De Silva. As Dev delves deeper into the case, he uncovers corruption within his own department and is forced to confront personal demons tied to his father's criminal past. Shahid Kapoor shoulders Deva with an intense performance, channeling shades of Amitabh Bachchan's angry young man persona, particularly from Diwar. His portrayal of Dev Ambre has moments of brilliance, but the script does not allow him to fully explore the complexity of his character. Instead, he is mostly reduced to brooding, delivering one-liners and executing action sequences. Roshan Andrews, known for integrating action with music, delivers a few impressive sequences, particularly an extended single-shot fight scene before the interval. However, his direction often feels restrained by the film's attempt to balance investigative storytelling with mass entertainment. As a result, Deva never fully commits to either, making it feel like a glossy but emotionally hollow experience. Pooja, despite her significant presence in the promotions, is given little to work with. A potentially powerful emotional moment, her reaction to her father's near-fatal injury, is glossed over, making her character feel underdeveloped. Kubra Seth and Pavel Gulati also have little impact due to weak writing. Paresh Rawal, a seasoned performer, delivers a solid performance but is not given enough screen time to leave a lasting impression. A recurring flaw in Deva is its attempt to cater to the mass audience by glorifying its protagonist without truly exploring his flaws. Deva is portrayed as a rebellious cop, yet his questionable actions, such as his casual affair with a married woman, are brushed aside without any narrative consequence. This echoes shades of Kabir Singh, where toxic masculinity is mistaken for intensity. If you're looking for a flashy action thriller with engaging set pieces, Deva might be worth a watch. But if you're expecting a nuanced and compelling mystery, this one may leave you a little underwhelmed. And now let's talk about Companion. Director Drew Hancock's Companion is an audacious blend of romance, thriller and dark comedy, skillfully navigating genre conventions while offering a fresh take on AI-human relationships. Produced by the team behind Barbarian, the film is a gripping exploration of power, control and technological dependence that strives on its twists and biting commentary. The film introduces us to Iris, played by Sophie, Thatcher, and Josh, played by Jack Quaid, in a seemingly picturesque romance. Their meet-cute, set in a grocery store with a toppled display of oranges, is shot in an artificial glow, hinting at the unsettling revelations to come. Fast forward to a weekend getaway at a luxurious lakeside lodge, where the couple joins two other pairs, Ellie Patrick Cat and Sergei. As tensions rise, a violent incident exposes the shocking truth: Iris is not human but an advanced AI companion designed to cater to Josh's every whim. Unaware of her true nature, she soon finds herself entangled in a deadly game of manipulation and survival. Hancock's script is razor-sharp, presenting a scathing critique of male entitlement and the way we dehumanize technology, only to be confronted with its terrifying autonomy. Dialogue plays a crucial role in reinforcing these themes. Visually, Companion draws inspiration from classic sci-fi and noir, blending sleek, sterile environments with gritty chase sequences. The second half shifts gears into an exhilarating cat-and-mouse thriller as Iris, newly awakened to her reality, fights to escape her captors. Companion is an exhilarating watch, blending satire, humor and action into a unique cinematic experience, though not as overtly terrifying as its marketing suggests. The film leans more into dark comedy and psychological tension, drawing comparisons to The Menu and the Stepford vibes. For those looking for a smart, bloody and thought-provoking thriller, Companion is well worth the ride. And now moving on. Listen, George Bernard Shaw famously had said, "Youth is wasted on the young." I repeat, George Bernard Shaw said, "Youth is wasted on the young." Many of us find our calling through destiny and much later in life. Take, for instance, actor Boman Irani, who early in his career worked as a waiter, later took to photography, ran his own bakery and dabbled in catering before diving into theatre. He got his first big role after crossing his 40s. Munna Bhai MBBS made him a household name, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now at 65, he has turned director with a film called The Mehta Boys, which he has himself written and directed. A slice of life, father-son story. It is also a maiden production for Boman and his son Avinash Tiwary. Playing his son in the film is Avinash Tiwary, while Shreya, Chaudhry and Pooja play pivotal roles. I am in conversation with all of them. Watch the trailer of Mehta Boys. I was reminded of Javed Akhtar's film Trishul, जिसका ये famous dialogue है कि मैं आपका बेटा हूँ और आप R.K. Gupta मेरे नाजायज बाप हैं. In 2025, the drama in relationships has mellowed down considerably, but I was still stoked to see a little bit of unresolved issues between a father and son duo, which Boman Irani ji has directed and has co-written it with an Academy Award-winning writer from the movie Birdman.
There are a lot of people who've seen the film already, and they say that they loved it. They were attracted to the film, they want to see it.
Yeah.
So I asked them, why did you love the film? I just said, just loved it, it's so relatable.
Yeah, okay.
Same goes with me. If they wanted to watch the film that was meant something to them and their lives and their hearts and their relationships, same thing for me. I wanted to make the film so that other people can watch it, and it's a film that I would love to watch. A film should ask more questions than supply the answers.
Nice.
The moment you're giving people the answers, then they can't figure it out. You have to let them figure it out for themselves. Somebody asks, so when he goes, what happens? I don't know. Do you know what's going to happen tomorrow with your life? Do you know what's going to happen with some relation? Nobody knows what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
In a relationship, in a new life, in setting up we don't know.
Right.
So why am I telling you, and they lived happily ever after, and he went and did this, and yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
No. I think we've got to look forward to the unknown of relationships and dynamics.
Yeah, yeah. I was reminded of the movie Piku. Similar treatment. Avinash, I'm coming to you. I see this rebirth of this angry young man in several of your characters that you play. Am I right in saying that? And what was the toughest scene? And I want you to be a little anecdotal for the viewers who have still not watched it. What is that one scene that you would always remember performing on the sets?
So I will come and talk about Mehta Boys and the most difficult scene that I felt in Mehta Boys. There's a scene where he's having drinks and his father isn't there. He's kind of almost hallucinating him to be around.
Oh.
And and there's a breakdown that happens. There's an epiphany for him that happens in that. I found that slightly difficult to do it because it was complex in the way it was written, what was being tried, what we were trying to do with that scene. I felt somewhere lacking as far as my craft is concerned. I, for the first time, discovered that there's probably something that I thought was part of me and it's not there yet. And that kind of, just brought the actor in me saying, bro, how this is not there with you? So I think I would want to count that scene as one of the most difficult scenes that I've done because I found lacking. And thanks to the way Sir directed it and pulled me through, I still remember while we were shooting this, I blanked out and he came to me very nicely because he didn't want any one of us to have a script on set. He was very clear, कि script nahi chahiye set par, because you guys just sit down with the script. You should know your lines. He came and he just read it once with me, put the camera, and something he said where, एक तो मुझे एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ आता है सर, आपने मुझसे कहा था, am I the only director who makes you go as mad, as crazy, something on that.
Drive you up the wall.
Yes, and I was thinking कि ये क्या कहना चाहिए मुझे, and he said, if you had said yes, I would have really liked it. That is what he was up to while you were doing this film. But it was a difficult one. Coming to your first question, the angry young man, I don't know. I can't deny there is some angst. And I express that might come through my performances, but not something that I'm particularly looking for. Also, I think with the times, we have kind of mellowed down and we don't say things that we want to say. We want to be very diplomatic about it. We want to not be cancelled, like we were talking about. And so that is where the angst kind of creeps in. And if it finds a way through my characters, I don't mind it. But I also want to be more grateful because I've really gotten a lot of love with the way the journey has been. I want to let go of this angst if it's coming through. But this is where I am.
थोड़ा बहुत गुस्सा हम सब में होना ज़रूरी है. It fuels the fire. It fuels the fire.
I think I've defended it, calling it my passion. I also now know that there is a certain element of it is slightly toxic somewhere. So I want to let go of it. But it has driven me. It drives me. I can't deny that.
सर आपका आज शादी की एनिवर्सरी है और आज आप काम कर रहे हैं तो बड़ी गलत बात है सर.
ये काम थोड़ी है, मैं भी फैमिली के साथ ही हूँ.
Right. So what is the most romantic thing you've done with to your wife?
अभी सबके सामने करा.
How many years of your marriage, sir?
40.
बड़ा सब्र है आपने सर. और आपकी बेगम में भी. Shreya, somebody said to me about this. A 14-year-old boy had a girlfriend, and I said, "Isn't that worrying?" And the gentleman said, "It's good for a young boy to have a girlfriend because the girlfriend tells him that the solution to everything is not force." And boys think that solution to everything is force. And I think you play his girlfriend, romantic interest, right?
Yeah.
And that is also a nice, interesting psychological equation we see where two troubled men and you are the calming factor.
Oh, thank you for noticing that. It's absolutely right. I feel both the female characters that Boman sir has written are empowered women, but they are very much in touch with their gentle and sensitive side. And it's her love language. There's this boy who she absolutely loves, and she wants to push him to do his best, be it at work or be it at life. So even when she sees him with his father, she has a very unbiased take on it. So my relation with Avinash's character is obviously he's my boyfriend, but with Boman sir's character, who's his father, is very different because I feel it's a part of us. It's just how the way is in our country, right? The way I personally feel if somebody loves me, they will truly love and respect my parents. So I feel like all of these things, Boman sir has been really particular about, writing female characters that have that sensitive side, that do think about these things. And like you said, that, she's pushing him, but it's only stemming from love and care and stemming from the fact that she knows he can do better. So for me, it was very exciting to, play this character because I haven't played a character like this before, and just, you know, discussing it with Boman sir, how he envisions it and how we made it from a one-dimensional character to a three-dimensional character was really exciting. Like you said, it between the two of them to, you know, be that one factor that is not fighting.
Yeah. I know that you're not just an actor, but also you have a theatre group, you are an acting coach. If you could tell the viewers, what is a great performance?
What is a good performance? I think when an actor makes sense. Sometimes you're lucky, like I feel like we are very lucky with the Mehta Boys. We have a script that's solid, you know. Sometimes you end up with projects where, you know, it's not so solid. So I think a great performance is also when you make sense of that, when you make it believable. And no matter what the challenges are, you find your way of, in whatever way, finding truth, you know, and creating something with that, hopefully with your co-actors. I think that is a good performance. You've given it your all, you've done your best, you've tried to find some truth maybe from your own personal life. And it's not that literally you have had experienced that or something, but finding some link, some connect. I really think characters come to us at a particular time for a particular reason. You know?
True.
So it's also figuring out what that is.
That's true. And a very interesting anecdote. So Bomanji's son, Avinash Tiwary, is the producer of the film, and he's the director, and he's the actor, and also the co-writer. Sir, aap dono mein achhe rishte?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
You are.
Good boys.
Good boys, yeah, two boys. Sir, I want to ask you, now that you've also been, how many? 780
Plus.
sessions of screenwriting with the students. For the discerning viewer, what is a great script? Have you been able to make a definition of a great script?
It's a very difficult question. A great script is something that there's a story, and then there's a story that is beneath that story, which is the real
The
story.
subtext.
Which is the real story. And this is not the story you'll discuss. It is this story that you'll discuss after the movie is over.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
and because that's what you want to say. If you say, this is the story, that's a sequence of events. This is the story of human beings and what they are going through because of those sequence of events.
Wow.
And relatability is important. However, themes are very important. I mean, why are we watching Gravity? Am I ever going to be in space? No, but I'm still watching the movie, not just because that, you know, we've got a survival instinct. I'm never even going to do a little, it doesn't matter. It is about the human spirit at the end of the day. And if you do not know how to write that, then you're probably just saying that, you know, the special effects, we'll do one camera here, one camera there, and then we'll do this all in CGI.
Wow.
That's not a great story. Gravity is a great movie because of her relationship with her daughter. And she wants to go back to Earth because of the memory of her dead daughter. That's what makes it into a great story. Otherwise, okay, it was a nice thriller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, when you go home and you talk about it maybe the next day, and I'll tell you, the greatest story is the one you say, it stayed with me, number one.
Yeah.
If somebody says it stayed with me. And two, I want to see it again.
Nice.
And you want to see it again because you know the twists and turns.
Yeah.
And why are you watching it again? For the characters.
For the character.
You're watching for the pain of a character, for what you might relate to in that character, saying, why the hell did he not do what he did? And he did something else instead.
Yeah.
You're rooting for the character every single time, and the character sometimes lets you down.
Yeah.
And you just keep going back to root for that character. That's good storytelling.
How nice. Lovely, lovely. I really look forward to watching this,
Thank
sir.
you so
कहते हैं
much.
ना प्यार का पहला खत लिखने में वक्त तो लगता है. बहुत साल एक्टिंग की बमन जी ने अब डायरेक्शन में आ चुके हैं. So look
Thank
forward
you
to more
so
of your
much.
work, sir.
Thank you so much.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Okay, now moving on to the world of music. Amir Khan in a film had famously said in a dialogue, perfection में improvement लाना ज़रा मुश्किल होता है. I agree. In the world of music, अगर ये dialogue किसी पे fit बैठता है, तो that is Sonu Nigam. भाई कितने आए और कितने गए, and he still remains the best. It's difficult to upstage him, isn't it? And Sonu Nigam, who recently paid a musical tribute to the legendary Mohd Rafi in Mumbai, is right here on the show. He speaks to my colleague Vishal Chatkara about the influence of Mohd Rafi on his singing and about creating a record of sorts by singing non-stop for 8 hours during his concert in Sydney last year.
Mohammed Rafi was, of course, had a huge influence on your singing. But then, which are some of the songs that you perhaps grown up singing of him?
Of many, I can tell you a few of them, but none of the songs Rafi Sahab, even if it's an ordinary composition, Rafi Sahab has given his best. That's the best. But my father, in fact, put this and noticed this and told this to me, and I realized that he's right. Sometimes the compositions are average, but he's giving his foot. He's giving his best.
Just like you.
I try my best. I'm his child. So yes, मन रे तो कहे ना धीर धरे, पर्दा है पर्दा, अपनी आज़ादी को हम हरगिज़ बुला सकते नहीं, तुम मुझे यूं भुला ना पाओगे, तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है, तुमने मुझे देखा होकर मेहरबां, मोहब्बत जिंदा रहती है, ओ दूर के मुसाफिर, सुहानी रात ढल चुकी, ओ पत्थर के सनम, मेरे दुश्मन तो मेरी दोस्ती को तरसे, राही मनमत दुख की जिद्दा, ओहो, I can just keep going up.
I think you're missing one song that I want to remind you.
Yeah.
I think 15 years ago you told us when we asked you the one
तेरे मेरे सपने, तेरे मेरे सपने अभी कौन है?
man
Many.
no,
Yeah, of course. There
you
are many more.
consider him as this song which has many layers and
Not one. You mistaken. I cannot just say one song. Rafi Saab is a multicolored artist. I never learned classical music as a child, so my only teacher was Rafi Saab.
last year you performed for 8 hours non-stop.
This year,
Yeah, earlier this year you of course performed at Sydney Opera House.
yeah.
Is that how you like to challenge yourself?
I don't do anything. I just surrender.
But then how
I don't plan.
how exhausting was the whole experience for you? 8 hours non-stop singing.
It was exhausting, but my riyaz is pretty good. When you train for a marathon, then you can run. If you're training for a 100-meter race, then you won't be able to do a marathon. For me, that was marathon. So I am trained in both 100 meters and marathons both.
It is very hard to improve on perfection. And you proved that this year with the song Mere Dholna 3.2. You have this perfect voice. How do you see a room of perfection even in your voice? And what do you
There is
think?
nothing. Perfection is only God personified. I feel I still have to rectify so many faults of mine. But yes, as long as I understand where my fault lies, I can keep working on them. And I'm so thankful to God. God gave me such a beautiful year. I received so much love. I only had tears, especially towards the last part of the year. I had only tears of gratitude. I've been very, very fortunate, and I really thank God for it.
But did you take it as a challenge when they offered you this song?
Of course, it has been sung by Shreya Ghoshal and Arijit Singh before, and they are all कमाल के singers हैं वो. They are amazing.
Sonu Nigam
singers.
से ऊपर तो अभी कोई नहीं.
Yes, sir. They all are good at it. Nobody is ऊपर नीचे. They all have their own spaces. It's like the tripod. You see, you can't say one thing is important than the other. It's everybody has their own standing, and they have their own place and achievements. But you learn from them. So when you know that Rafi Sahab se aapne sikha, you can also learn from Arijit Singh. You can learn from Shreya Ghoshal. You can learn from Sunti Chauhan, from Vishal Mishra. No one's so I keep learning from them.
Well, many thanks for talking to me. All the best for the concert.
Thank you.
And jate, just because every time I ask you, which is the current raga that you're trying to master right now?
You know,
Last time it was Shud Saran.
Saran ka na?
Yeah.
Then uske baad I got into Bhageshri, Gulab Aswa Khan Sahab's thing. Then for some time I went to Marwa. All these are ragas which I'm trying to train myself, because I told you I've never learned. And now for the last couple of days, I'm doing Raat Des.
Raat Des. How it sounds?
But that song is Baje Sargam Har Taraf Se Gujal Kar De Se Raag. That's the rag.
Wow.
And we come to the end of this show with this beautiful lyrical conversation with Sonu Nigam. एक शेर है कि जाने वाले से मुलाकात न हो पाई, दिल की दिल में रह गई, बात न हो पाई. वैसे मेरा अंदाज़ा ये है कि आपकी और हमारी बातें तो खुल के हो रही हैं और बहुत सालों से हो रही हैं. And this is the most beautiful show where you and I have a great conversation about cinema for the last so many years. We'll meet again in the next episode. Thanks for always watching and always tuning in. I say goodbye. Take care of yourself.